I had to start the process so that this proceeding will be public, which means that it's going to be on YouTube. Um, so you have the right to to an attorney to represent you, and if you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release, and those bonds may be cash, commercial, or property. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond and fees in cash to the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office will hold the cash and return it at the end of your case. If you use a commercial bonding company, someone will have to pay a fee to the company for their service. The fee will not be returned. I don't know what fee will be charged, but it is generally a percentage of your bond amount. If you post a property bond, the property will need to have a net equity in an amount that is at least 3 times the amount of the total bond. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. This special condition will be provided to you in a separate form. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you could remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It's important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person will not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Whether bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive a notice in the mail as to your new court date. Finally, I'm going to ask everyone to raise their right hand. Do you swear or affirm that any statement you give during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God? Okay. And this relates, well, primarily to the whole appointment of counsel issue. So when I ask if about your employment, your month, the amount of money you make during per month, whatever, that's what it's for. Okay. So you can put your hands down, and Deputy Knox, I'm ready to get started.
Okay, sir, one moment.
Are you Miss Burge?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you've been charged with 4 offenses, speeding, violation of seatbelt law, and it appears that driving with a learner's permit and fleeing from the police officer. So the first 3 offenses, the bond is set at $500. The last offense of fleeing from the police officer, bond is set at $2,000. So that brings a total bond of $3,500. You believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes.
I've set a preliminary hearing date for March 16th, but that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
If I was getting a lawyer, I'm not gonna be able to get one.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Would you repeat that? I didn't understand.
As far as getting a lawyer, I don't think I could get a lawyer.
So do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am, how much should you make per month?
I'm not sure.
Can you give me a ballpark figure?
Well, I just had a baby, so as far as like actually working, I'm not. I just got my Medicaid. That's it.
Okay. Let me ask you this, ma'am. Can you give me a ballpark figure as to how much you make per month? And I understand that I'm asking you to make an estimate. So I'm not going to hold you to this as a hard and fast issue. But before I can make a determination as to whether you qualify, I have to understand how much money you're bringing in per month, approximately.
I mean, as far as like having me myself, I don't get no money. So like,
So you're not employed?
yeah, I'm not employed. I just
Okay.
had a baby. I just had a baby a month ago. I'm not employed right now.
Okay, so you do qualify. So I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Okay? Do you have any questions of me, ma'am?
Again, exactly how much is my bond again? You said 3,000 and what?
$500.
3,500?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With the bond, how much is that?
So, as I said before, in the beginning,
Okay.
I don't know exactly. The
Okay.
bonding companies, you can contact and tell them your charges, your bond amount, and they will tell you how much they will charge you.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions?
No other questions.
Okay, you're free to go back, ma'am.
Okay. I go back to my cell. I can go back to my cell. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning. Are you Miss Dillard?
Yes, sir.
Miss Dillard, you've been charged with 1 count of theft by receiving stolen property, being a motor vehicle. I've set the bond at $20,000 for that. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
I could post, how much would that be? I don't even know, like the percentage.
So I don't know. The bonding companies will tell you what fee they will charge. It's not something that's a set rate. Some bonding companies will work with you, some will not. So the sheriff's department will give you a list of companies that are authorized to write bonds in this county. And I would encourage you to contact each one of them, tell them your charges, tell them your bond amount, and see what they'll charge.
Okay,
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for March 17th at 8:30 in the morning. That's gonna be a Zoom hearing like we're having here today. Do you have any questions of me, ma'am?
no, sir.
Okay, ma'am, well, let me ask you this. Do you intend to hire your own lawyer, represent yourself, or do you want to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Qualify for a lawyer.
Are you employed, ma'am? And I'm sorry, ma'am, like I turn my head so I can hear.
No,
Are you
sir.
employed?
No,
You said
sir.
no?
No, sir, not right now.
Okay, so you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, ma'am.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Are you Miss Garrett?
No, hard.
Okay, Ms. Hart, you've been charged also with one count of theft by receiving stolen vehicle, or theft by receiving stolen property being a vehicle. I've set the bond at $20,000 for that also. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for March 17th at 8:30 in the morning. That's gonna be a Zoom call like we're having here today. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer, representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
See if I qualify.
Are you employed, ma'am?
No, I'm pregnant.
Okay. So you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, ma'am?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back. Tell me your name, ma'am.
My name is Janelia James.
Ms. James, you've also been charged with theft by receiving stolen property, namely a vehicle. And I've set the bond at $20,000 for that charge and $1,000 for driving a vehicle without a license. So you have a total bond of $21,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes, I can.
Okay. You're also going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 17th at 8:30 in the morning. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer, representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I would like to just see if I can qualify for the appointment of lawyer.
Are you currently employed, ma'am?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. Do you have any questions of me, ma'am?
No, I don't.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me your name, ma'am.
Julia Singleton.
Ms. Singleton, you've been charged with one count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce and one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, which is a felony offense. and it relates to their belief that you had MDMA in your possession. So I've set a bond at $1,500 for the marijuana and $3,500 for the MDMA charge. So that's a total bond of $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I've also set a preliminary hearing date for March 17th at 8:30 in the morning. It's going to say courtroom 201, but it's most likely going to be a Zoom hearing like we're having here today. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself? Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I can see if I qualify for a lawyer.
Are you currently employed, Ms. Singleton?
Yes, sir.
Approximately how much do you make per month?
Like 3,000.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify, ma'am, and I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Hello,
Good morning. Tell me your name, ma'am.
I'm Jessica Williams.
Ma'am, you've been charged with one count of theft by taking. And it appears to be the allegation is cash that was taken from a cash app program. I've set a bond at $10,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
10,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I'm not sure because I be in and out the hospital. I have a lot of conditions. I have seizures. I'm pregnant with twins. Like,
Okay, would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I said, I'm gonna have to sit here and say, if I don't post a bond, I'm gonna have to sit here.
Well, we'll get to that. Let's just do like a question and answer kind of thing. So I asked you, would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes,
Let's deal with that issue now.
yes.
Okay, are you employed, ma'am?
I can't work right now because I'm high risk pregnant.
So that is a no?
No.
Okay. So you do qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. So now, your question as to whether you're going to sit there until your next court date. Your next court date is going to be March 17th. Sorry. Your next court date is going to be March 17th at 8:30 in the morning. You do not have to sit there until your next court date. The charge that you have, I've granted bond. You can post bond and get out of jail. If you are unable to post bond, you should speak to your lawyer so that your lawyer can either get your bond reduced or have your case resolved so that you're not sitting there until March 17th. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Do you have any other questions of me, ma'am?
No, I can go through a bond company.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, you're free to go back, ma'am.
Okay, Judge Gardner, I'm gonna go offline for a moment. You just stand by, okay? They're actually about, I'm sorry. And I want to tell you some stuff beforehand, but go on, you say what you gotta say.
Okay, give me this. I have a person, Elizabeth Garrett. Is she OTB?
No, sir, that's what I was gonna tell you. She's gonna be in that next group.
Okay,
If the males go next, which may happen, because I'm gonna send them the Zoom information, they were just standing by. I had to let you finish with Ms. Weems. If the males go next, Ms. Garrett is gonna be going in the next set of group, okay? But she's here, and let me tell you the people that have bonded out though, okay?
okay,
Okay, Mr. Elise, E-L-I-S, he's bonded out. And he was gonna be from Miss Fitzgerald. He was gonna need an interpreter, but he's
okay,
gone here. And Mr. Pacheco speaks English. Pacheco Sanchez,
okay.
yes, he does not need an interpreter, Miss Fitzgerald. Um, hold on one second, sir. Let me just go down the line about the ones that are OTB, okay?
That's
Davis, Alex Davis,
okay,
again, Mr. Ellis, E-L-I-S. Mr. Hernandez, okay, Kevin Kelly, Jaden Moore, Clarence Patrick, Joshua Pratt, Sharon Roberts, Eric Scott, Candace Terrell or Terrell, Michael Antoine Thomas,
okay,
okay, and the last one is Wes Porter. They actually been turned over to another agency.
okay. There's Westport. I remember it came up different with the bond order and the paperwork. I think it
Okay,
was like Porter on one and West Porter on the other.
okay, but the first name is Tyaireon,
Okay,
okay? And I think the middle name is Martez, or either it's Martez Tyranian West Porter.
okay,
But those are the names under West Porter. It's still all, now here in the system, it shows one name. It may be two, I'm not sure. Could you hear me?
yes, I did. I'm saying you guys had me up since 6 o'clock this morning doing all this paperwork. Now these people are out to bond.
I want to ask you one more question before you leave. You said Hernandez bond out too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so nobody needs me.
No, ma'am.
And I've been here since 2 in the morning waiting.
I am so very sorry.
Miss Gerald, this is my first opportunity to meet you.
Let me take my glasses off. Yes.
Thank you. We're gonna blame Miss Knox, Deputy Knox, that she's had us all up in here doing all this stuff.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll take it. It's all right.
She's so
Okay,
sweet.
yes. Well, ma'am, you have a good day, Miss Fitzgerald and Deputy Knox. Thank you as always.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna log on for a moment, and I'm gonna give them the Zoom information so they can log on with the majority of the males. And then after that, I'm gonna have the other 3 people left, okay?
Okay,
Okay, sir. All right, thank you.
Nice to meet you, Judge. I
Nice
see
to
you
meet you
soon.
too. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, Your Honor, we're here with the mails.
Okay, I'm ready, Deputy Jameson.
Yes, sir.
There, let's see. Okay, I'm sorry. Mr. Florio, are you still there?
Yes, sir, I am, Your Honor.
Who is your client again? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. His last name is Murray, Isaiah Murray.
Murray? Isaiah Murray? He's coming up now.
Okay, we're gonna do Miss Murray first. I'm gonna read the script to the individuals who are there, and then we'll deal with Mr. Murray.
I'm clear. Everybody stand here behind your back. Mr. Murray, stand right here. They're ready, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, so good morning, I believe. Good afternoon now to everyone. My name is Judge Gardner, and I'm a judge in the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. I'm not here to conduct a trial in your case or to take a plea in your case. I'm here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you if your case goes to trial. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: the right to the presumption of innocence, the right to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, the right to a speedy and public trial by jury, the right to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, the right to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, the right to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. And these bonds may be cash, commercial, or property. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond and fees in cash to the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office will hold the cash and return it at the end of the case. If you use a commercial bonding company, someone will have to pay a fee to that company for their service. I do not know what that fee will be. That fee will not be returned to you. If you use if you use property for the bond, the property will need to have at least 3 times the net equity and value of the bond. So if the bond is $5,000, the property would need to have $15,000 in equity for you to be able to use the property as collateral for the bond. Some of you have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. This special condition will be provided to you in a separate form. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you could remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person will not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Whether bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime has occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive a notice in the mail of your new court date at the address that you give to the sheriff's department. So now I need everyone to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God? Okay, we're ready to go, Deputy Jameson.
Okay, Judge, stand by for a minute.
One moment, Judge Gardner.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second, sir.
No problem. This is Miss Garrett. I think Mr. Florio, they're going to bring in Miss Garrett. That was a female that I think bring from somewhere else. But then we're going to deal with your client next.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Mr. Murray. Stand right here. Don't lean on the wall. Judge Gardner, this is Attorney Florio's client, Mr. Murray.
Okay. Mr. Florio, are you there?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Murray, generally I would speak to you directly, but you have a lawyer, Mr. Florio, and Mr. Florio and I have spoken while we've been going through this proceeding and waiting to get to you. You're going to have bonds set in all of your charges. For the aggravated battery, the bond is going to be set at $10,000. For the terroristic threats, the bond is going to be set at $3,000. For the cruelty to children in the third degree, the bond is going to be set at $2,000. And there's going to be a bond set for false imprisonment at $3,000. So your total bond is going to be $18,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date. It's going to be set for March 17th at 8:30 in the morning. It's going to say courtroom 201, but more than likely, because of everything that's going on, it's going to be a Zoom hearing like we're having here today. You have availed yourself of a lawyer, and I would encourage you to tell your lawyer everything about your case so that the lawyer can assist you. And if there's not anything that Mr. Florio you have, or Mr. Murray you have, I will let Ms. Murray go back.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Florio, give me your office number.
Yes, sir. 678-479-2569.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Murray, is there anything that I have addressed or anything, questions you have for me that are not related to the case? I mean, the facts of your case.
No, not at the moment.
Okay, well, sir, you're free to go back. And Mr. Florio, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
And you are free to get off this call.
Thank you very much for your consideration, Your Honor. Have a great weekend, Judge. Be safe.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me your name, sir.
Carlos Barnes, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Barnes, you've been charged with one count of simple battery. I've set the bond at $5,000 for that, and I've set a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from Natasha Hart. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I've also set a preliminary hearing date for March 16th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date is going to be waived upon your posting bond. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Appointment of a lawyer.
Are you currently employed, Mr. Barnes?
I just started the job 2 weeks ago.
How much do you believe that you're going to be making per month?
I made $300 on my 2-week check, so around $700 a month.
Okay, I'm going to find you do qualify, Mr. Barnes. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Are you Mr. Brown?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brown, you've been charged with driving a vehicle without insurance.
Yes, sir.
Bond is going to be set at $1,000 for that. You've also been charged with a felony of possessing a substance that they believe to be a controlled substance. So I'm going to set the bond at $5,000 for that. It's total bond of $6,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm also going to set a preliminary hearing date for March 17th.
Okay.
At 8:30 in the morning, and that date most likely will be a Zoom hearing like we're having here today.
Yes, sir.
Do you plan on representing yourself?
No, sir.
Okay, hire your own lawyer, or you want me to qualify for the appointment?
If I'm qualified for it.
Are you hired? I mean, I'm sorry. Are you employed, Mr. Brown?
Not right now, sir.
Okay, Mr. Brown, you do qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, so I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Are you Mr. Collier?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Collier, you've been charged with aggravated assault, cruel to children, and criminal trespass. The aggravated assault charge is going to be set at $20,000, the bond for that. The cruelty to children, the bond is going to be set at $5,000. And the criminal trespass or damage to property, bond is going to be set at $2,000. So that's a total bond, sir, of $27,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're also going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 17th at 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to say courtroom 201, but that's more than likely going to be a Zoom hearing like we're having here today.
Yes, sir.
Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer, represent yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Is it possible you can see if I qualify for one?
Are you currently employed, Mr. Collier?
I'm supposed to start a new job Sunday at Grand Lux Cafe. $13 an hour dishwashing.
Okay. I'm gonna find that you qualify, sir, for the appointment of a lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Collier?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir. Are you Mr. Cuff?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cuff, you've been charged with one count of speeding. Bond's gonna be set at $500 for that. One count of fleeing from a police officer. Bond's gonna be set at $2,000 for that. One count of driving a vehicle without a license. The bond is gonna be set at $1,000 for that. One count of reckless driving. Bond is gonna be set at $2,000 for that. And one count of aggressive driving, and the bond has been set by schedule at $500. So that is a total bond, sir, of $10,500. You can post that bond?
No, sir. Do the math again for me, sir. Because the math don't add up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at 5,000.
Hey, okay.
Thank you for that. So it's a total bond of
5,000.
6,000 is my math.
All right.
I went to public school, so let's. The amounts that have been set. So, but it appears to be $6,000. You believe you can post that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're also going to have a preliminary hearing date that's set for March 17th at 8:30 in the morning. And it's going to be a Zoom call like we're doing here, most likely. You plan on hiring your own lawyer, representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Can you see if I qualify?
Are you employed?
Yes.
How much do you make per month, approximately?
1,600.
You do qualify, Mr. Cuff. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Tell me your name, sir. Mr. Cross. You've been charged with 2 offenses. One is loitering or prowling. The other is obstruction of an officer. The loitering and prowling is going to be set at $1,000 by schedule. I'm setting a bond for $2,000 for the obstruction of an officer. Do you believe you can post this $3,000 bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for March 16th. However, that date is going to get waived upon the bonding out. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer, representing yourself? You want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? You're going to hire your own lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Frost?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Are you Mr. Green?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Green, you've been charged with 2 offenses, defective headlights, and driving on a suspended or revoked license. The total bond is going to be set at $2,000. Post that bond, sir.
Yes.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date. It's going to be set for March 16th, but that date is going to get waived upon your bond out. Do you want to hire your own lawyer representing yourself to qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Can you see if I qualify?
Are you employed, Mr. Green?
Yes.
How much you make per month, approximately?
It's like 1,500.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Green. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You have any questions of me, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Green, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Are you Mr. Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jackson, you have 3 offenses. Battery, criminal trespass, and violence order violation is the term that I have on my end of it. So let me ask you about the violation of the family violence order.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not asking you to say something about the fact, okay, honestly, but I have a concern about there's a order that's in place by a judge that you are alleged to have violated. And the concern is whether I should put you back out on the street.
Do you understand what he's saying?
It's breaking up, but I believe I'm following.
Let him know, understand that.
So yeah, the feed is kind of breaking up, so you're kind of in and out, but I'm for the violation order, I'm not going around her. I'm standing to myself pretty much, and with that violation order, she was contacting me, I was not contacting her, and it escalated because of I wouldn't do what she wanted me to.
Yeah, your warrants were, these warrants were obtained back in the day.
Yes, sir. And she had been trying to reconcile and everything back in May. And she suffered from mental illness, and she went off, and it turned into a whole big episode. She actually had notes where she had came to the courthouse and tried to drop the charges that were supposed to be noted and documented. And that was before the violation of the family order.
So, Mr. Jackson, my job as a judge is to protect the public. So your case is one that has concern as I look at it.
Judge Gardner,
Yes.
so you having a little interference, you're going in and out. So he can hear bits and pieces of what you're saying.
There is, Deputy Knox, what I've learned is that my voice kind of bounces back. So from my side of it, when you start talking, it switches over to your side as if you're talking, not you, but the person there. And so sometimes I think it may be better to reduce the volume on your end so it's not bouncing back, because as I speak, it goes back and forth.
Yes, sir. Let me see.
Also, Deputy Knox, on my to-do list this weekend is to develop a Billy D voice so I can have a deeper voice, and hopefully that will not reverberate back as much.
Okay, is that better?
It is better on my side.
Okay, he can hear you better.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Jackson, I'm going to set a bond for these 3 offenses. And what I need you to understand is that I'm setting this bond because of what I see and hear. Hopefully, I'm not going to be the judge on camera on Monday morning because you've gotten out of jail and you've killed.
Oh, no.
In this case.
Oh, no. I got that little boy here, pretty much my day. I'm not going around, period.
Yes. The fact that these warrants have been out since May lead me to believe that you're not that person, but I do believe it is incumbent upon me to have this conversation with you so that you understand what's going on as it relates to public safety. So I'm going to set a bond at $7,500 for the battery. I'm going to set a bond at $2,500 for the criminal trespass. And I'm going to set a bond at $1,500 for the family violence order violation. And you normally would not get a bond in these situations under these circumstances. So I need you to understand moving forward that how close you have been to sitting in jail until this stuff is resolved. And I don't know you and I don't know the victim. And I'm exercising what I believe to be my best judgment. So what I would ask of you, Mr. Jackson, is don't make a fool of me.
Understood, young. Understood. I will not be around her, talk to her, answer her call, nowhere near her, nobody, anything.
Do you intend on representing yourself? Hire your own lawyer? Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Good, see if I qualify.
Are you employed, Mr. Jackson?
Self-employed.
Approximately how much money do you make per month?
Depending on how many clients I may have, anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000, could be more, just depending on my workload.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for March 16th, but that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you have any questions, Mr. Jackson?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
Thank you.
Are you Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, you've been charged with one count of obstructing or hindering a law enforcement officer and one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. And that's possession of marijuana less than an ounce. I'm gonna set a bond at $2,000 for the obstructing or hindering charge and $1,500 for the possession of marijuana less than an ounce. So that's a total bond of $3,500. You believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
You're also going to have a preliminary hearing date that's going to be set for March 17th. And it's going to say 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. But it's likely it's going to be a Zoom hearing like we're having here today. Do you plan on representing yourself, hiring your own lawyer, or do you want to qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Say I qualify.
Are you employed, Mr. Johnson?
No, I'm not.
Sir, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Mr. Johnson. Tell me your name, sir.
Information.
Mr. Mason, you've been charged with one count of driving on a suspended or revoked license. The bond is going to be automatically set at $1,500. For that, do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Hey, yes, sir, listen, my folks, they already posted the $1,800 bond. Can you copy? I mean, is there any kind of way we can take it up? I mean, you said 1,500, so what do I need to do?
So, the bond that is set on this side,
Yes, sir.
on the judge side, the sheriff's department, they're required by law to impose fees on the bonds.
Okay.
And that's something that I don't have access to. So that's the difference between the $1,500 and the $1,800.
Okay.
So your
Can I leave it
bond,
where it's at?
I'm sorry.
Can I leave it where it's at? Since it's already been posted?
Yes, your bond is set at the amount that the sheriff's department.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So it's going to be the 1,800.
Yes, sir.
And when you are done with this process and your paperwork comes over, they're going to come knock on the door and tell you to get out.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you plan on representing yourself, hiring your own lawyer? What, I mean,
No, sir. You probably can see if I qualify for a lawyer.
are you employed, Mr. Mason?
Self-employed.
Approximately how much do you make per month?
I want to say between 15 and 2.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Mason. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Yes, yes, sir.
Have a preliminary hearing date set for March 16th, but that day is going to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay, you're free to go back.
I have that day. Thank you. Sure.
Are you Mr. Morrow?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Morrow, you've been charged with one count of obstructing or hindering a law enforcement officer. And it's been charged as a misdemeanor. I'm going to set the bond at $2,000 for that. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Not right now, sir. I chose half of it.
I'm sorry.
I said not the full bond. I can do half of it right now. I'm in the process of, actually, when I get out of here, I gotta move and I need the money so I can move to my new place. So I can
Okay.
pay half of that bond right now.
So what I would encourage you to do is contact the bonding companies at the sheriff's office. There's a list of bonding companies that are approved to write bonds,
Mm-hmm.
and they will either, well, it's a percentage, only about $200 they will charge you, somewhere around there. But some bonding companies, they will also put you on a payment plan so that you're not paying even the $200. Don't relegate yourself that you're going to be sitting in jail until this is resolved, because that's not, only way that happens is that if you just allow it to happen.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're going to have a bond set. I believe you're going to be able to post this bond by calling the bonding companies. I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for March 16th, but that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out, and I think
Mhm.
you're going to be able to bond out. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
As of right now, can you say if I qualify, please?
Are you employed?
Self-employed.
Okay, approximately how much do you make per month, Ms. Morrow?
Probably about $2,000, about 500 a week right now.
Okay. I'm gonna find you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir. You said my bond said at how much?
Total bond is $2,000. You can go through a bonding company and pay out of pocket less than that.
Okay.
All right, anything else, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Mr. Page, you with one count of criminal trespass.
Oh, no, that's not me. Sent it. Yeah, I was.
Oh, Your Honor, let me find out what page.
Okay.
You gotta be done separate.
Your Honor, page going to be done separately, so we're gonna move to the next one, which is gonna be Kevin
Pacheco Sanchez.
Okay.
Pacheco.
So tell me your name, sir.
Kevin Alexander Pacheco Sanchez.
Give me 1 second, sir.
Not a problem, thank you.
Would you spell your last name for me? And I'm sorry, just because we're on this computer, sometimes I don't hear things correctly.
Pacheco is Pacheco.
Judge Gardner,
Yes.
in our system, both his last names are related together. Take your peek down. It was Pacheco and Sanchez together, Sanchez. You may have all as one name.
Well, I see it as being listed with a question mark. I don't have his bond order or anything on my side.
Okay, so can we move to the next person and then we can work on him?
Yes, sir, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to work things out.
Understood.
But just stand by.
Yes, sir, thank you. Confirm.
Yeah, no, go back to what you were. Go back over there.
We got Ken Paul.
Oh, yes.
Tell me your name, sir.
Kenneth Claus.
Mr. Qualls, you've been charged with 4 offenses. Violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. The bond's gonna be set at $5,000 for that. Use or possession of drug-related objects. The bond's gonna be set at $1,500 for that. it looks like it says something about the driver's vision being obstructed. The bond has been set automatically at $500. Excuse me, possession of weapon during the commission of a crime, the bond's gonna be set at $5,000 for that also. So that's a total bond of $12,000. You believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 second. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date. It's gonna be set for March 17th at 8:30 in the morning.
Yes, sir.
And that's gonna be a Zoom hearing like we're having here today, most likely, unless things improve in the world. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer, representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Hire my own lawyer.
Okay. Mr. Qualls, do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank
Give me 1 second, sir. Deputy Knox or Deputy Jameson? Deputy Knox, Philip Page, is he someone that is we're gonna deal with or not?
Yes, we're gonna deal with him after, sir. He's gonna be in those last three. I told you in a different location.
Okay, thank you. Sir, are you Mr. Richards?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Richards, you've been charged with 1 count of open container violation. That's a $500 bond that's automatically set for that. You've also been charged with obstructing officer. I'm gonna set the bond at $1,000 for that.
Could you repeat yourself one more time, sir?
I'm sorry, the obstructing an officer, I'm gonna set the bond at $1,000.
Okay.
It looks like it's driving a vehicle without a license. The bond is automatically set at $1,000 for that. And possession of marijuana less than an ounce, which is a misdemeanor, the bond's gonna be set at $1,500. So that's a total bond of $5,000. You believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself? Or do you appointment of a lawyer?
May I please see if I qualify?
Okay, Mr. Richards, are you currently employed?
Yes, sir.
Approximately how much do you make per month?
Like 1,200.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Richards, for going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. There's gonna be a bond hearing that's gonna be set, preliminary hearing that's gonna be set for March 16th, but that date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out. Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, sir. Have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you. Are you Mr. Edward Smith?
No, sir. Delando Sutton.
Okay, give me a second. Did you say Sutton?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Deputy Knox.
Where, Your Honor?
Is that Deputy James?
Deputy Robinson.
I'm sorry. I don't have a Mr. Sutton on my calendar.
Hold on one moment, sir. We can move to the next next person. We check with Mr. Sutton. We have him over here. We have his paperwork and everything. He filled out.
Okay.
He filled out the paper, right? Yes, sir. Yeah, he filled out an attorney form and everything, sir. You hear me, Judge Gardner?
Yes.
Yeah, he filled out a paper. His first name is Delando or Delando, Delando, or Antoine. Antwan.
Okay, I do see him on the calendar. Aggravated assault, theft by taking. I'm looking with my orders for bond. Oh, I got him.
Okay, you ready for Mr. Sutton?
Yes.
All right, come on. He's coming.
Mr. Sutton,
Yes, sir.
you've been charged with aggravated assault and with theft by taking. I'm gonna set a bond at $20,000 on the aggravated assault charge. I'm also gonna put a stay away provision on your bond.
Yes, sir.
There's a theft by taking charge. The bond is gonna be set at $2,000.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe you can post a total bond of $22,000?
Yes, sir. Is that, cash on, or I can go to a bond company?
Cash, property, or bond, or bonding company?
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Sutton, I need you to understand that the decision to post bond in this case or give you a bond, I hope that you don't go out and do something.
Sorry, Your Honor. Can I say something, Your Honor? I really, like, on this charge, I wasn't nowhere around. Like, I don't even know how the charge get on me. I just got pulled over yesterday with my cousin. All of a sudden they said I had a warrant. Like, I wasn't nowhere around. Like, hey, I didn't put my hand on the period because I wasn't nowhere around. I didn't know they had one on me.
It was the warrants were taken out back in December 17th. And so that's something where it's a factor that I'm taking into account why I'm giving you a bond.
Yes, sir.
I don't want that to happen, but at the same time, I don't need you to be on TV.
Yes, sir.
About this, okay?
I ain't hear you on the volume went out.
Well, I was gonna say, I just want to impart to you
Yes, sir.
the seriousness of this. And it can and should be worked out within the legal process.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for March 16th.
Yes, sir.
And do you plan on hiring your lawyer, representing yourself? Or you want me to qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
See, do I qualify, Your Honor?
Okay. Are you employed, Mr. Sutton?
Yes, sir.
How much do you make per month?
Like 1,200.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Sutton?
No, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Okay, I'm sorry. You, Mr. Smith?
Sokole.
I'm sorry?
Mr. Sokole.
Hello, Joe. Let me get Edward Smith.
No. We're fine. We're fine.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Sir, you've been charged with driving with a license that's expired. Your bond is going to be set at $500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to have a preliminary hearing date. It's going to be set for March 16th, but that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer, representing yourself, or do you want to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
And I'll be qualified.
I'm sorry.
You think I'll be qualified for a lawyer?
Did you ask, do I think you require a lawyer?
No, I said, check whether I'll be qualified for one.
Okay. Are you currently employed, sir?
Yes,
Approximately how much do you make per month?
$1,300.
Okay. I'm gonna find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Yes,
Do you have any questions of me, sir?
no, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Good afternoon, sir. You tell me your name?
Edward Smith.
Mr. Smith, you've been charged with 3 driving-related offenses. Driving under the influence of alcohol, the bond is going to be automatically set at $2,000 for that. Driving on a suspended or revoked license, the bond is going to be set at $1,500 for that. And having a defective equipment, which is saying your headlight was out. So the bond is going to be set at $500 for that. So you're gonna have a total bond of $4,000. You believe you post that bond, sir?
I do, sir.
Okay. We're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for March 16th, but that day is gonna get waived upon bonding out. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer, representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I'd like to see if I qualify, sir.
How much do you make per month, Mr. Smith?
Roughly 1,800.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
No, sir, I currently don't.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Smith.
Thank you. Have a wonderful one.
Are you Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas, you've been charged with 1 count of theft by receiving stolen vehicle. I'm gonna set the bond at $20,000 for that. You've also been charged with possession of marijuana less than an ounce. The bond is gonna be set at $1,500 for that. So that's a total bond of $21,500. You believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date. It's going to be set for March 17th at 8:30 in the morning, and that'll be by Zoom like we're having here. Do you plan on hiring your lawyer, representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
See if I qualify.
Are you employed, Mr. Thomas?
I am.
Approximately how much do you make per month?
3,000 to 6,000.
Okay, I'm going to find that you do qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, and I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Thomas?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right.
Are you Mr. Thornton?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thornton, you've been charged with the,
You going out, sir?
I'm sorry.
You going out?
I can't understand. It's something out. Sounds like you're saying I went out.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay. So, Mr. Thornton, you've been charged with a number of offenses, and I'm gonna, before I get to those offenses, I'm gonna tell you that you have a preliminary hearing date set for March 17th. And I'm going to ask you, do you plan on representing yourself, hiring your own lawyer, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
See if I qualify.
How much do you make per month, Mr. Thornton?
About 1,500.
Okay. You do qualify, Mr. Thornton. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. So, let me see. You've been charged with 10 total offenses. The driving on a suspended license and possession of marijuana less than an ounce, those bonds set automatically. And they're gonna be $1,500. The possession or use of a firearm by a convicted felon, the bond is gonna be set at $10,000 apiece for those two offenses. The use or possession of drug-related objects, the bond is gonna be set at $1,500 for each of those.
How many I have, so two?
Yes. The trafficking or possession of methamphetamine, I'm setting the bond at $10,000. That. The possession of a controlled substance, I'm setting the bond at $5,000 for that. The possession of a firearm by a person under appears to be first offender. It's how they've written it, but they're saying it's possession of firearm during the commission of a crime. It appears is what they're really getting at. I'm setting the bond at $5,000 apiece. I'm sorry, sir.
I said that I have two of those.
Yes. So each of these, they've given you counts for each of the felony offenses. So give me a second and I will add up the total for you. So the total is going to be $49,500. You can post that bond, Mr. Thornton.
I'm going to try.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to try.
Okay. Mr. Thornton, you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 17th at 8:30 in the morning. And most likely that's going to be a Zoom hearing like we're having here today. Do you plan on hiring your lawyer representing yourself, or do you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
You just told me I qualified.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You have a long day. It's okay.
Yes, sir. It's 6 in the morning. All right. Any other questions of me, Mr. Thornton?
No, sir.
Okay. You have a good day. Are you Mr. Varner?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Varner, you've been charged with 6 different offenses. The obstructing an officer, the bond is going to be set at $2,000 for that. The fleeing from a police officer, the bond is going to also be set at $2,000 for that. The reckless driving, I'm going to set the bond at $5,000 for that. The traffic is the bond that's going to be automatically set at $500 for that.
How much?
500.
For what charge?
For the impeding traffic charge is going to be set at $500.
$500?
Yes, sir.
You going in and out, sorry, I can't hear you.
No, that's fine, Mr. Varner. My job is to convey information to you. I do not take anything about you asking me to clarify anything that you need clarified, okay?
Okay, can you repeat the last one you said? I can't hear you.
Was that the bond amount or the last thing I just said?
The last charge,
Oh, impeding traffic, $500.
okay.
Hit and run, accident, bond's gonna be set at 3,000 for that. And theft by receiving stolen property. Bond's gonna be set at 5,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing set for March 17th at 8:30 in the morning. Do you intend to hire your own lawyer, represent yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of the lawyer?
You can see if I qualify.
Are you employed?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna find that you qualify, and I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any questions, please, sir?
Yeah, so how much is my bond now?
Okay, it's gonna be $17,500.
You said $17,500.
Yes, sir. Any other questions, Mr.
No,
Vaughn?
this it.
Okay, you can go back.
Judge Gardner.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Pacheco Sanchez actually bonded out. He's waiting for something else. So he's gone, okay?
Okay, Deputy Knox.
Yes, sir. Hold on. Sir?
I was gonna say, you gotta explain that to me a little bit more.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be now. What I
sir.
done.
Sir, he was here for, what is it, no license?
Yeah.
No, it's expired.
No license. In the system I saw was a no license or something, Judge Gardner. So he bonded out on that, but he has an ice hold.
Okay.
That's the problem. That's why you probably don't see him on your side, because he's bonded out on that charge, the misdemeanor. So now he's just waiting for ice to come.
Okay.
Okay, sir?
That's look, I trust you, Deputy Knox, 100%. My brain sometimes doesn't work as well as it needs to. So
okay, sir.
We'll deal with it. We can. No, it's done. As far as I understand, it's done.
Yes, sir.
I don't sometimes move as quickly as you guys do.
No, it's okay. I just did a little research real quick while you were working with the other gentleman. The next gentleman is gonna come up, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Tell me your name, sir.
Jeffrey White. Jeffrey White.
Mr. White, you've been charged with 2 offenses, and they're both driving related offenses. One is driving a car with an expired or invalid tag. The bond's gonna be set at $500 for that. The second charge is driving a vehicle without a valid license or no license. The bond is gonna be set at $1,000 for that. So a total bond of $1,500. Will you post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
you're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for March 16th, but that date is gonna get waived upon your bonding out. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
You're not qualified.
How much do you make per month, Mr. White?
$2,000.
Okay, I'm gonna find that you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. White?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have your name, sir?
Ambrose Williams.
Just over the profile. How much is on?
And just so I'm certain, that was WILLIAMSON?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with one count of simple battery. I've set the bond at $1,500 for that. Do you believe you're close to that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for March 15th, but that date is gonna get waived on your bonding out. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you plan on hiring your lawyer representing yourself? Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of?
I kind of know, but I'll get the label and they'll put somebody in position.
I'm sorry, can you?
I said, I don't have it on top of my head, but I can get with the label, they'll put somebody on it.
So your plan is to hire your own lawyer?
Well, you just find a lawyer, I'll find it out. But the label is somebody on it if I'm not in town.
Okay. Just so we're clear, you're asking me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah.
How much do you make per month, Williamson?
Well, it depends on like if we torn or not. So it's different prices. Like, well, we should be going on tour soon, so it should be done.
Can you tell me kind of a ballpark figure?
Well, it's not, I don't have the exact amount on my head, but I know the number amount can be settled, like it can be paid off.
I think I heard you say something about being something paid off.
Yeah, about the amount.
Okay. At this point, Mr. Williamson, all I'm trying to do is to figure out if you want a lawyer and if you qualify for a lawyer.
Yeah, I get a lawyer. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, and I think it's a product of the communication that we're having to be on. Do you want me to see if you qualify for a lawyer?
I mean, yeah, because I was just planning on buttoning out. So, I mean, yeah, if that's what it takes. And yeah, I'm all in on it.
Okay. So what I heard you say as to how much money you made per month, it was roughly $1,500?
Yeah, I'm buttoning out today. Yeah, I would just like the number, like the amount I make a month. It's like it's not the exact amount because like with the label, it's like it depends on if we torn or not. So, and we plan on going on tour soon. So.
Okay, I'm gonna find that you qualify, Mr. Williamson, and I'm going to already represent you.
Yes, sir.
Any questions of me, sir?
What'd you say?
I said, do you have any questions?
Questions? No, sir. Just have a blessed day, and I will be in contact if you need me.
Okay, I hope to never see you again, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, have a good day.
All right, you too.
Sorry, Mr. Wilson. Judge Gardner?
Yes.
Okay, the other deputy is gonna be set up with the last three, sir, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
That's the judge right there.
Judge, you got a page right here, sir.
Hey, sir. How come we got a black judge? Shut up. Oh, sorry.
Good afternoon, Mr. Page.
I thought it was morning, but good afternoon, sir.
I know it's that kind of day. You've
Okay.
been charged with one count, Mr. Page, of criminal trespass. I'm going to set the bond at $2,000.
No, sir. Hey, look, sir. I'm not.
Sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. What proceed, sir?
Are you Mr. Page?
Yes.
And you've been charged with one count of criminal trespass?
So all I know, I've been kidnapped from my house, 3941 Magnolia Lane, Forest Park, Georgia, 30297. They brought me here, but I don't know why.
So the allegation, Mr. Page, from on my end, what I'm reading is it says that you threw dinner plates and punched a hole in the wall and damaged furniture. And that's where the criminal trespass charge comes from.
It does? No, I didn't do all that, sir. That was my wife. They blaming it on me. Because I'm a man, they wanted me to go to jail instead of her or some shit. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't me, sir.
And
They
your
just want me
wife
to take the blame.
is Priscilla Bell?
So that's my sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but my wife's still there at the house. She the one did it. So I kind of like took the fall type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Instead of her going to jail, something like that, you know what I'm saying?
I do understand. And so at this stage, for my sort of, I have like limited powers. So I'm here to set bond, to appoint a lawyer to represent you, to kind of move court, you get you court dates and stuff so that you're not just sitting in jail. Do you understand that?
So can I get out today?
You post this bond, you can.
I ain't got no money, so I didn't do no crime. I didn't do nothing. They just locked me up instead of her. That's it.
So
y'all can go get her now. I ain't taking fall. I don't want to stay here. Y'all go get her. Who did it? You go get my wife. I don't want to be here, man. Hey, I don't want to take the blame, man. I ain't got no money, so I can't get out, man. For real. All right, you need to stop talking, man. I need to get out of here, man. I'm supposed to be here. What you talking about, man? Can I defend myself, please?
Mr. Page, Mr. Page.
Yes, sir. This is not right. Go ahead, sir.
I understand. Listen to me. I can't dismiss your charge because I'm not here for that purpose. Okay? If you want a lawyer, I can give you a lawyer and the lawyer can defend you. Do you want me to do that?
Yes, sir. So
okay. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you, Mr. Page.
Right now?
At this stage, Mr. Page, all I can do is set bond and tell you about your next court date.
Oh, Lord.
And
oh man, I got to spend another day here, man. Yeah. And freezing, man, these food, man, I can't eat none of this stuff. Oh, Lord.
Mr. Page, Mr. Page, you and I have never met before, right?
No,
Is
sir.
that correct?
No, sir.
So you don't know me and I don't know you. And I'm taking everything that you're telling me as 100% truth. And I'm trying to assist you to get you out and to move on. So that means that there's going to be a bond set for you to get out. I didn't arrest you. The deputies there didn't arrest you. We are now in a situation where we're trying to assist you to move on. Okay? So I'm setting a bond. I'm appointing a lawyer. If you want to get out, what you're going to have to do is contact the bonding company and they should work with you.
I ain't got no money, period. I ain't got a penny. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got no signature bond, nothing like that. I did not do the crime. As a judge, you know when somebody telling the truth or not, John. You know, I know you know you've been doing this how many years, man. I know you just said started, man. Hey, go get her, man. For real. She's still there. I'm not finna do no time for her, man.
Mr. Page, man. I've been a criminal defense lawyer for more than 20 years. And
exactly.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, man.
But the deputy that's standing there, they can't just open the door and let you walk out because you tell them you didn't do anything, right? You understand that? I know you understand that.
Yeah.
They may say, man, look, you can treat it, getting a raw deal. But their job is not to just open the door for everybody that says they're innocent. I've given you a lawyer. I've set you a bond. I've put you on a path to get out of this. And in the future, don't put yourself in this situation ever again in your life, please. Because, no, listen to me. I don't know your wife. The deputies don't know your wife. We don't know whomever has lied upon you to get you in this situation. You know those people. We don't. So don't blame us that we can't just open the door and let you out because the person you chose to be with has put you in this bad situation. Okay? That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else, sir? You got a bond, you got a lawyer, you got to work the system to get yourself out.
Is that the lowest you can get it, the bond?
That's the lowest that I'm going to set it.
Y'all don't have the signature bonds here?
No, we do not.
I'm basically really kicked now, as you're saying. Because it came and got me from my house and I got to pay some ransom. My folks got to pay some ransom to get me back out, something that I didn't do. That would sound like a ransom. We don't have money like that, man.
You've been arrested and charged with a crime. You've been given a bond. You've been given a lawyer. That's where you are. Yeah. Now, how you choose to describe it is how you choose to describe it. But sir, I do not want to kidnap you. I don't want you in custody. The deputies there with this virus and everything going around, they're in danger of people coming in and out. I'm not trying to put you in danger. I'm not trying to put them in danger. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Page.
Yeah, I'm getting out today. Come on.
Right here, Judge.
No problem.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hi, tell me your name, sir.
Joel Timothy Whitehead.
Mr. Whitehead, you've been charged with 1 count of battery. I'm gonna set the bond at $5,000 for that. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir? You broke up a little bit. Can you repeat that?
I brought my wallet. Can I use my credit card today, or do I need to bring somebody?
That's a question, honestly, I don't know the answer to. I believe the sheriff's department will make allowances for you to be able to get into your property to post the bond.
Yeah,
But that's something that you should inquire about with them. If they say no, then you either go through a bonding company or use someone else that
yeah,
your
I have
property.
family members standing by. I have family members standing by.
Okay.
I mean, maybe not out there, but I have. You know, let
No,
me ask you a question. Can I at
No,
least,
go ahead.
can I tell my side of that story, or is this not the place to do it?
This is really not the place to do it. But my job is to answer whatever question that you may have.
That's okay if it's not the right place and time. I understand.
Okay.
I just heard some of the other folks. Maybe it was a different scenario, you know.
Yeah, there's a I'm gonna put a stay away provision on your bond as it relates to Jaron Creech. And what that means is that currently you're not to be around that person, but that can change. I don't know what happened. I take everything you tell me as 100% truth. I take everything in warrant as 100% truth. So until other people are involved and can work it out, then right now I got to set that.
Okay.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 16th, but that date is going to get waived upon your bonding out. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer, representing yourself, or do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, I'll probably hire one if I need one, but I mean, I'll just talk to the family and see what they want to do.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Whitehead?
I'd like to go home today if there's a way. I'm tired. I need to go to work
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yes, that's when we're done here, I do my paperwork and send it off back over to the sheriff's department, and then they will come knock on the door and say, hey, you're ready to go if you have your bonding situation taken care of.
So is the 5,000 meaning I gotta produce how much?
Well, there is a percentage. Like if you can pay the whole amount in cash and the sheriff's department will return it to you when your case is over, or you can go through a bonding company, and the bonding companies have different rates. They're commercial businesses. Some will even put you on a payment plan or whatever, but whatever you pay to them as a fee for them to provide that service, you don't get it returned. If you have property that has a net equity of more than 3 times the bond amount, so in this situation is $15,000, you can put up your property and the sheriff's department will take that. And then when it's done, the lien is taken off your property and you're fine.
But if my wife wants to write a check and bring 5,000, I could, right?
Yes.
She broke her ankle 2 weeks ago. I'd have to get some help getting her down here, but should I go ahead and make my last call to get that done? And how would I do that?
You should have one person. It's best to have one person that you trust, that's a trusted individual that can do these things. But what you just said, yes, that person can come down and bring the money and have it all taken care of. And I tell people all the time, it doesn't have to be your wife, doesn't have to be your child or whatever, but that friend that will do things as they're supposed to be done that you can count on, that's the person in this situation you should rely upon.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
No problem. You have any other questions, sir?
I think that's it.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Whitehead.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Deputy Pastor down? Deputy Pastor down? Oh, did you got her down? Yeah? No? Right here, put your hands on it. Oh. Come on. Well, come on. Face the seat. Okay. Mr. Garrett, right? Okay.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
I'm Elizabeth Garrett.
Miss Garrett, you've been charged with one count of driving on a suspended license. The bond is automatically been set at $1,500 for that. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
No, sir, I do not. And I actually had my kids with me and their grandma had to come and get the kids, and we don't even stay up here. I stay in Cochran, Georgia, and the grandma stays in Athens, and she's gonna be missing school. And I'm just worried about my kids.
Hold on one second.
Okay, what I'm going to encourage you to do, Miss Garrett, the Sheriff's Department has a list of bonding companies that are authorized to write bonds in this county. And some of them will even put you on a payment plan. So don't just resign yourself that you're going to be sitting in jail. There are avenues that you can use to get yourself out. Okay, so the Sheriff's Department will give you a list of those bonding companies. You should contact them, tell them what your bond is, and I'm certain that you will be able to find a bonding company that will work with you within the confines that you have. And I know it's a problem, and I tell people all the time.
I don't have any money on me. Like, the only option that I have is that that's my family, and I don't even like that. They stay in Statham, Georgia. I don't even know, like, I don't even know what to do at this point. And my kids are gonna be missing school. Like, how long am I gonna be in here if I can't make the bond?
There is a bond preliminary hearing that's going to be set for March 16th.
Oh my God.
I can appoint a lawyer to you if you qualify. Are you currently employed, ma'am?
I was DoorDash, but then they said my license was suspended, so I don't know what's about to happen with that. I guess not.
Okay. What I'll do, ma'am, is I will appoint a lawyer to represent you. The lawyer can assist you in getting your situation revolved, or not revolved, but resolved a lot sooner. I do encourage you to understand that this bond amount that's set at $1,500 is not something that is insurmountable. And you can make bond and get yourself out and deal with these charges. So I know it sounds bad right now, but just understand that you have that ability, but you got to take that on. The other part of it, you're charged with driving without a license, and that's something that is within your control. So when you bond out, which I know you're going to be able to bond out, get your license situation taken care of so that you and I never have to meet again under these circumstances.
Yes, sir.
Do you have
It's been
any questions to me, ma'am?
Yes, sir. The bond they wrote on the paper is 1,000 and what?
The bond that is set by schedule, which means it's automatically set at 1,500. The sheriff's department, they are required by law to add fees to the bond. And I don't know ever the exact amount that they have to add, but it's going to be a little bit more than the 1,500. So just understand that, but it's probably is going to be anywhere between 1,500 and 1,800. That's
Yes, yes, sir. That's what they wrote on the paper. I believe it was 1,800 something. But what they were saying, just to clear this up, they said it's I called the numbers on the bonds people. They only charge. How does that work? They charge 12 to 15%, and they said that's like the highest I should pay is like 275. But like, how does that work?
well, the bottom line is that the people who are a part of the sheriff's department, they're giving you their best estimate. Um, but they're not, they don't work for the bonding company, so they're not like giving you something that you can say, Brad Gardner from the sheriff's department told me it's going to be 2,000 or $275. So whatever the bonding company says to you is their fee. That is the thing that you can bank on. The members of the sheriff's department, they're just giving you their best estimate based upon their experience.
And is that somebody I contact or my family is gonna need to contact?
Either way, your family or you can contact the bonding company.
Okay, and if they do that, then and like basically they just pay them like but they pay them a certain amount and owe it or owe the rest or like I don't understand how it works.
So I'll tell you, this is my experience from 20 years being a criminal defense lawyer. Um, some bonding companies, they bring you in or they come to you, they come to the jail and you sign a contract. And basically say that I promise to pay you X number of dollars. And then they use that and they go post the bond. Some bonding companies, your family member goes to the office of the bonding company and they pay the bonding company their fee. And then they come in and they go to the sheriff's department and they say, hey, this is my client. I'm bonding her out. Um, some bonding companies, they come to you in at the jail and then you tell them your circumstance and they say, okay, well, I'm going to meet your boyfriend outside of the jail. Your boyfriend's going to give me the money. I'm going to go back in and we're going to post the bond. So it's a number of different scenarios as to how it can play out. But the bottom line is that they're providing a service and they just want to be paid. That's it. And once you pay them, they will do what they're supposed to do.
Yes,
And
sir.
that could
And
be
so, sorry. And
no.
so and if I cannot make the bond, I just want to make sure I'm gonna be here till March. Is that what that means?
Yes, if you can't post the bond, you're gonna be there till March.
What
Um,
about my children?
well, that's sort of a separate consideration. Um, Unfortunately, the way that stuff happens, it's not like we're not here um, to sort of manage your whole life. Sort of the deputies that are there or whatever, like they're not going to go home and take care of your children because you're there in jail. And on the judge's side is I don't have that as a consideration as to whether you get out or don't get out. It's something that helps inform me as to how I can potentially help you along that path of getting out, but it's not something that I go in and take on. So appointing a lawyer and doing those kinds of things, are things that I can do to help you. If I knew you yesterday or the day before, I would say don't drive with the suspended license, because if you get stopped, you're going to jail. So it's like those kinds of things are just things that are there that happen.
Yeah, it was like I must have misunderstood. But like whoever the sergeant or lieutenant was, they was telling me that I should be out by today. So it's just horrible news. Like I'm trying to get back to my kids. I'm not from here. I'm like 2 hours and a half from my kids. I
Yeah,
mean, live up here.
ma'am, you have a bond, but you have to pay the bond. And that's the thing. It's you're not gonna just be they're not gonna just open the door and let you out. So yes, you can leave today and go back to your kids today, but you have to go through this process of bonding out.
Am I gonna have? Am I gonna be able to call people today for free to see if they can pay the bond?
You're going to be able to call people. I believe it's for free, but I can't promise that. I'm not I'm not a member of the sheriff's department, so I can't tell you exactly what process they have, but you will be able to know what you can and cannot do from members of the sheriff's department.
Okay.
Anything else, ma'am?
There's nothing else I could do, right?
Okay. All right. You're free to go back, ma'am.
I'm supposed to get out today.
That's the last one, Judge.
That's the last one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is Deputy Knox still there, or she's gone back?
He's gone back.
Okay. Well, Deputy Jameson, correct?
Deputy Crawley, yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. Because I try to, Deputy Knox, I've dealt with her a lot, but I just try to address people directly. My understanding is that Mr. West Porter, I have him as a fugitive from justice, but I understand that he's either gone or something has happened.
Contact on the
Okay. That was one of the persons that Deputy Knox was telling me that was OTB.